Hi everyone, this is Jordan at Patchwork Acres. Spring is getting into full swing around here. Things are blooming, the bees are busy. I'm actually going to be getting into the hives today and finding the queens because I have to put the queen excluders back in. If you remember, I took them out for winter, but I got to put them back in because not too far along from now, I'm going to be having some honey harvests. So that's exciting. And also, one of my hives swarmed very early in the year. It's very unlikely for beehives to do that, but this hive, which is the hive that swarmed last year, has already swarmed this year. And so, anyway, I'm going to go in and see their new queen, see how she's doing, see if she's mated already, see if she's laying eggs, see what she's like. So, hopefully y'all get to be introduced to her today. So, let's get into these hives. Typically, I normally inspect wax Minster first, but I'm actually going to inspect Buzzingham first today just because I'm anxious to see their new queen and to see how she's doing and to see how they're doing in general. So, Buzzingham it is. Are exceptionally calm right now. They're calmest this time of year just because they're very happy that things are blooming, food is out there and ample, and they're just really happy about it. So they're just really unbothered by a lot of things. So it's just really pleasant for beekeepers in the spring because they're just in such good moods. This frame. Look at all that capped honey. We have pollen. Look at all that pollen. There's so much out there right now. Those forager bees are doing a good job. They're just so calm. They're just happy that it's springtime. And there she is. See her there with like the amber colored abdomen? That's her. She will be Victoria the Third, actually, because the last two queens have left me. Maybe I'll have better luck with her. But yep, there's Her Majesty, ladies and gentlemen. I feel so good finally seeing her and knowing she's here. For the longest, I wasn't seeing any brood. I was like, oh God, I hope this hive isn't queenless and I'll have to go find a queen, but there she is. There's all of her attendants. Looks like she's gonna be a pretty shy queen. She's just finished drinking some nectar. But there she is. I'm so happy to see her. And it looks like she hasn't been laying eggs for very long. Some very young larvae in this frame, but yep. Anyway. Gonna put the queen excluder in and then move on to the next hive. But I feel so much better seeing her. All right, got the queen excluder in. And interesting thing about this hive is right before the old queen swarmed, she only left one queen cup. Now normally, which is the cell that the baby queens are that grow up in. But normally a hive before it swarms leaves behind about 4 or 5 different queen cells, just so they can ensure that there will be a queen that is born. But this hive only had one, so this queen right here, she was her hive's only hope, because if she hadn't made it, this hive would have died. So I'm so glad she made it. She was able to be born with no problems and go on her mating flight wherever she went, and yeah, so I found myself extremely fortunate to have had that queen come through and is already laying with no problems. So I was worried about this hive. Seems like I'm always worried about this hive, Buzzingham, but feeling good about them now. I feel like they're going to be going into spring with good numbers. I mean, even though they swarmed, this hive has a good amount of bees in it. So I feel like they're going to rebound real quick, and I'm going to have just as much honey in this hive as I will in this hive. At least that's what I'm thinking. Anyway, let's go on to good old wax Minster. All right, so one thing this hive has that this hive does not is capped brood. Just because this hive went queenless for a little while, so all of their brood hatched during that time. So this queen kind of started afresh with just eggs, and none of them has been capped yet. But you know, this hive's queen still rolling and going, and there's her capped brood. Look at that little bee with pollen sacs. She's been out foraging, coming back to pack it in some new cell. Also, this is not supposed to be happening. This is burr comb. I'm gonna have to scrape it off. Looks like it's all drone brood, but I have to scrape it off because if you remember from a previous video, this makes life very difficult for a beekeeper if you leave this on. So, gotta scrape it off. All right, so what you see right here is a baby drone being born. He's chewing his way out of his little cell, and yep, baby drone. Sometimes you get lucky enough to see little baby bees being born. But yep, there he is, y'all. Little baby drone. Now, this hive is just booming in population. Look at all those little baby bees waiting to be born. Almost every frame is like that. This hive is about to explode. Whew. Now this is the hive. When I come back, I'm going to be splitting, which is I create an artificial swarm. There's enough bees in this hive for sure. I'm going to be taking a few frames out with the queen, moving them into a separate hive, and then this hive will make themselves a new queen. So yeah, this hive sure has plenty of bees to do it. Okay, I'm gonna call this inspection short because they are extremely angry. Probably because I scraped up all this stuff, which I have to do, but they're really mad about it. And so I've already been stung twice on the face, on the ankles, and on the hands, and yeah. I'm gonna call this inspection short because they're telling me they don't want me here, and I'm gonna listen to them this time. So yeah, I don't want no more stings today. So, and this hive is the strong hive anyway. I'm not really that worried about it, but I'm going to put this queen excluder on the hive at a later date. But anyway, yeah. Until next time, y'all.